Very, very important topic is model. Okay. Let's discuss one by one. Okay. So did everyone receive the scenarios? Right. First scenario and second scenario. First scenario, you will have solution. Okay. Second scenario, you didn't have a solution. You need to create a solution for that one. Understand? So today we need to discuss about model. What is model will provide? What model will do? If you want to provide a relationship between the data sets, what we can do? We can, if you want to provide a relationship between the data sets, means must and should you need to go to the model. Okay, in the model only we can provide a relationship between the data sets. Okay, so that means in merge queries, in transform data, in merge queries also, what will do? We are getting a columns, right? Okay, here also, why we need to provide a relationship? I will tell you. Okay, why why we need a providing a relationship between the data set means in the visualization you are taking different column from different data sets. Okay. If you want to take it from different column from different data set, must and should you need to provide a relationship between the data set. Otherwise, it won't show the proper data into the visualization. Okay. So whatever things you have to do it in the model, it will be reflected in the visualization. Let's see practically, I will show you. See here. Where the model will be there, this is the model tab. Model view tab means this is the one. When you go to the model view tab, when you go to the model view tab, here each and every data set in the box format it will be there. Under that particular one columns and everything you can see here. Okay. So in this one, what you can do, either you can provide a relationship or we can hide or unhide the columns. We can do it or not. Okay. So first of all, so if you want to, why we need to provide a relationship? What is the use of providing a relationship between the data set? One second. See, I will practically show you if you are not providing a relationship, what will happen? When we are providing a relation, what the problem it is? Let's see practically. So suppose if I'm not providing any relationship between the data set, then if you go to the report tab and if you try to create a visualization, suppose for example, see here, okay, suppose for example, okay, mm, there is a financials data set is there, right? Okay, I'm taking a visualization here. Under the financials, there is some taking like a country sales. See here. See, here when you are creating a visualization, in the visualization, if you are taking all the column from one data set, that means in that particular report, if you are using in the visualization, if you are using all the column from one data set, that means different visualization taking different column, but in the same data set only you are using all the column. If you are using all the column from one data set, relationship is not required. Okay, but it is not like that. In real time scenario, maybe you are using all the column from one data set, or else we are taking different column from different data set. Understand clearly or not? Okay, what is that? If you want to take if you want to use all the column from one data set, then we have to use, if you are taking all the column from one data set, no need to, but in some scenario, few in the visualization, while creating a visualization, few of the columns I need to take it from one data set, few of the column from another data set. But in the same visual, I have to take all the columns. You understand what I am saying here? In all the visualizations in your report, if you are taking all the column from one data set, relationship is not required. Okay, in one visual, you are using different columns. In another visual, different columns, but all columns are in one data set. Then relationship is not required. When the relationship is required, whenever you have, whenever in any of the visualization, that means in any visualization, few columns you are taking from one data set, few columns are taking from one another data set. Okay, see here, I'm taking all the column from one data. That's the reason proper data is showing. See here, for Canada, what is the total sales? Okay, 2.4 million or 24 million. If France, 24.8 million here, 24.3 million. See, individually, each and every value is properly showing. Why it is showing? Because you are using all the column from one data set. Suppose in this visual, few columns from one data set, few columns from another data set. At that point of time, sometimes it will throws an error, sometimes it will shows the, it won't shows the proper data. Understand clearly or not? Sometimes it will shows the data, proper data, or sometimes it won't shows the proper data. Understand? Sometimes it will throws an error, sometimes it will shows improper data. Understand clearly or not? So when you are in one visual, if you are using different column from different data set, then sometimes that visuals will throws an error, or else sometimes the data won't shows properly in that particular visual. Because why? Because there is no relationship between the data set. Okay, so that's the reason it is throwing error. If you that means you are taking from, you are taking column from one different data set. In between those data set, if you have a proper relationship, then proper data is showing in the visualization. Understand clearly now? Okay, let's see. Let's see practically. See here. What is this? I'm taking all the column from one data set. See here, in the financial data set only, I'm using country, COGS, and sales. That's the reason proper data is showing here. Now, I'm trying to use different column from different data set. Okay. Now, is the relationship is there in between any of the data set? No, it's not there. All the relationship, I remove it. I didn't have any relationship between the data set. Now see here, this particular visual, it is different column from different data set. Okay. So in another visual, so see, in this particular visual, I'm using all the column from one data set. So in this visual, I'm taking from different column from different data set I need to use. Then see how the difference will be there. Understand? Okay. See here, there is an export. Why do? Okay. See here, there is an export data set is there. Okay. And financial data set is there. Now I'm taking country column from financial data set. Okay. And sales and COGS from export data set. See, is that proper data is showing here? Is that individual data is showing here? That means for Canada, how much sales is it? That only it will shows. But here, what data it will shows? It will shows the overall data. Okay. See here, if it is Canada, what is the sales here? Proper data is showing. Okay. But here, is this the proper data? No. It is the overall data. That means for all the countries, what is the total sales? That it is showing individually. Understand clearly or not? These are the problems it is facing in the visualization. Not only this one, sometimes the visualization will throw an error. Okay, because see here in this visual, I am taking different column from two different data set. Financials and export is the data set. Now, what I want to do is I want to provide a relationship between financials and export data set. Now, after providing a relationship between the data set and see this visual, same visual you can see how the difference will be there. Understand? If there is no relationship, these are the problems it is facing. If there is no relationship between the data set, but in the visualization, you are taking different column from different data set. At that point of time, it won't show the proper data, or else it will throws an error also. If you provide a proper relationship is there in between the data set, okay, then it will shows the proper data in the visualizations. If you have the proper relationship between the data set, then it will shows the proper data in the visualization. Understand clearly? Not? See, is that proper data is showing in this visualization? No, it is not showing. Now what I need to do? I need to go to the model and provide a relationship between those two data sets. Understand or not? Is that clear or not? See, I'm not changing anything. Just I need to go to the model view. And where is the financial data set? This is the financial data set. Where is the export data set? This is the export data set. Okay. I want to provide a relationship between that. I will tell you like how many ways we can provide a relationship and everything. Just listen why we need to provide a relationship. Okay. So if you want to provide a relationship between the data set means what is required? Very good. What is that? Common column must and should required. Even if you want to apply the merge queries, what is required? Common column. Even in SQL Server, if you want to apply the joins means what is required? Common column. Similar common column here also it is required. What is the common column rules it is? Data type must and should be same. Another one is similar values must and should at least few values are matching, not all the values. If it is few values are matched, then we can consider as a common column. If any value is not matching, we cannot consider as a common column. Understand clearly or not? So that means here also in the model view also, if you want to provide a relationship between the data set, it means must and should what is required? Common column is required. In both the data set, common column is required. Is it column names are same? May or may not be. Understand? If sometimes column names are there, that also we can consider as a common column. If the column names are different, then also we can consider as a common column. Understand or not? See here. Now, in this financial and export, what is the common column here? Country is the common. See here. Just I am drag and drop and provide a relation. After providing a relation, see, is that relationship is there or not? How it will be the relationship? Mean just line will be there between the data set. Once providing a relationship between the data set, where you need to go? You have to go to the report view tab and see the same visual. Previously, there is no relationship. Okay. In the visual, is that proper data is showing? No. Now I provide a relationship between the data. Let's see. Let's go to the one and see here. Remove the columns. Remove the columns and add the columns again. Then you will see the proper data. Now see. Is that proper data is showing or not? Yes. See here. For Canada, what are all the sales are there? What is the sales it is showing? That it is showing. It is not showing the overall data. Okay. For France, what is the total sales here? That only it will show. For Germany, what is the total sales? This is what it is showing. For Mexico, this is the one. Understand clearly or not? Suppose, for example, if you are not providing a relationship between the data set, that means, okay, so see, even if relationship is not there, nothing will happen, but it will be affected in the visualization. In the visualization, if you are taking all the column from one data set, okay, relationship is not required. Okay. And that means you are creating a report. In that report, you are using all the column from one data set columns only you are using in the visualization. Is it relationship is required? No, not required. Very, very important point. When the relationship is required, whenever you are using different column from different data set in the same visual, understand or not? In the same visual, if you are using different column from different data set, at that point of time, must and should relationship is required. If there is no relationship, previously I showed you, right? Either sometimes it will throw an error or else sometimes it won't show the proper data. Understand clearly? See here, after providing a relationship in the model view, then in the same visual, is it proper data is showing or not? Okay. See, I'm not changing anything. Just I'm yes, both values are previously. See, the problem is both values are same means what? See, because these two data is same. Okay, this data set data and this data set data is same, but the problem is here in this visualization, what will happen? All the columns I'm using one data set. How the visualizations it will shows? If I'm taking different column from different data set, then how it will shows? Both are having the same type of data only. Okay, this data set and this data set is same. Okay, in this data set, only 3 columns. In this data set, other columns are also there. That's it. Same data, everything is same. Okay. So when you are using different column from different data set in the visualization, must and should in between those data set relationship is there or not, you have to check it. If it is not there, must and should you need to provide a relationship. Don't provide a relationship with unwanted data sets also. Not required. In whichever data set you are using in the visualization, whichever data set columns you are using in the visualization, those related one you have to provide a relationship between the data set. Understand clearly or not? Is that clear? Any doubts in this one? Yeah, it will show. What he is asking, do you understand? Suppose Vijay, you are taking the column from financial data set. Okay, in the same visual, you are taking from export also. Suppose, okay, so first what you will do, that means when you are using different column from different data set means relationship is must and should required or not? Yes. Okay. If you want to provide a relationship between the data set in the model view means what is required? Common column is required. With that, after providing a common column, what will happen? In the common column, what values are matched, those related things only it is showing. If any value is not matching, suppose in table one of the value, Canada is there, but that Canada is not available in the another data set. Okay. Then at that point of time, what will happen? Blank it will shows. Understand? Here it is there, here it is not there. So blank values it will shows in the sales or cogs or anything. Understand? Whichever it is matching those related data only it is showing here. Understand clearly or not? First, you understand why we need to provide a relationship between the data set in the visual in the model view. Because of this reason only we are why we are providing. Because if you want to show the proper data in the visualization, must and should, okay, you need to provide a relation. If you are taking in the visualization, if you are using all the column from one data set, relationship is not required. But if you are using different column from different data set in the same visual, must and should, relationship is required. Understand? If you want to provide a relationship means what is required? Common column is required. With that common column, provide a relationship and you can see the proper data in the visualization. Is that clear or not? Anyone having any doubt? Okay, let's see. I see sometimes what will happen is few of the points are missing in the model topics. Okay. So after students are asking what is this one and everything, then I realized to note down the points what we need to cover in the model view. With the based on these points, we need to discuss all these things. Is first question is clear for everyone? Anyone having any doubts? Why we need to provide a relationship? Practically, I showed you also what problems it is facing. Understand? See, if you are not providing a relationship means sometime in the visualization it will throws an error. Okay. That too, if you are using different column from different data set in the same visual, then only it will shows. It will shows an error or improper data it will shows. Understand? Hmm? Is that clear or not? Anyone having any doubt in this first point? First point, why we need to provide it? You got a clarity on this one or not? Okay, because it will be affected if you are not providing a relationship, proper data is not showing in the visualization. Okay, so in the visualization, which data set columns are used, for those data sets only you need to provide a relationship. Understand? If you want to provide a relationship means must and should what is required? common column must and should. If there is no common column, we cannot provide a relationship. If you are not providing a relationship, we cannot show the proper data in the visualization. Understand? So in real time, must and should, they will provide a common column. With that common column, you can provide a relationship between the data set. Understand clearly or not? Any any doubts or anything? That is what. So when you want to provide a relationship means what is required? Common column is required. What is the common column rules that you know, right? That I already explained about the common columns in SQL Server as well as in transform data also I explained. What is the rule for common column? Data type must and should be same. Another rule also there. What is that rule? Similar values must and should required. Understand clearly or not? Okay. If there is no, what is a common column rule? Data type must and should be same and similar value of similar values are required. If there is no common column means uh, how you can provide it? Okay, we cannot. Okay, in the what is the common column rule? Data type must and should be same. Similar values are required. That we can call it as common column. Okay, understand, Chiranjeev? Okay. So that means suppose for example, if there is no common column, if there is no common column, there is no relationship. Understand? See, is that these 2 points are clear or not? Huh? Now, what is the next point? It is how many ways we can provide a relationship between the data set. Okay. See here, we can provide a relationship in between if you in model in 2 ways we can provide a relationship between the data set. How many ways? 2 ways. In 2 ways. One is drag and drop option. Okay. Another one is there is an option called manage relationship. Using that also we can provide a relation. Let's see one by one, step by step. Okay. Suppose, for example, if you want to provide a relationship means drag and drop. Okay. See how it will be there. In first way, how we can provide a relationship between the data set. Okay. If you want to provide a relationship means what is required? Common column. If there is a common column, then only we need to come to the model view and provide a relationship. If there is no common column, we cannot provide a relationship between the data set. See here. If you want to provide a relationship means in between the data set, what you have to do is first we require a common column. See, whichever common column is there, those common column in the both the data set must and should be in a visible mode, because sometimes what will happen, your common column is down, it will be there. Okay. Suppose, for example, here this is a column. But if you are in up, you didn't see that year column. If you are not able to see that year column, you cannot provide it. That means when you are providing a relationship between the data set with the common column, those common column must and should be in a visible mode. That means if there is more columns are there, please scroll down wherever your common column is there. Just put it in a visible mode, and after that, dra drag and drop. Then the relationship is enabled. Okay. So that means my common column is country, right? In it is in visible mode. So here it is visible, and here also column is there, right? Now, how you need to provide a relationship means drag and drop. See, with this drag and drop and put the column, and what is the column it is there on that column. If you drag and drop with the dotted symbol, it is highlighted. Did you observe that or not? Put that one. Automatically, it will provide a relationship between the data set. Clear? Understand or not? Suppose, for example, if I want to delete the relationship, what I need to do? See here. See, whenever you are providing a relationship between the data set, when you drag and drop, what will happen? In between the data set, there is a thick line is there, right? That the meaning is the relationship is enabled between the data set. Okay. If I want to delete the relationship, how can I do that? If I want to delete the relationship, if I want to delete the relationship, how can I delete the relationship? Mouse over to that particular line. What is that? Mouse over to that particular line and right click on that particular line. You will see an option called delete. If you want to delete the relationship, whatever line is there, right click on that particular line. Okay. Then you will see an option called delete. When you click on delete it, it is asking, are you sure want to delete this one? Click on yes. Relationship is deleted or not? Understand or not? See, so which column relationship is required? Just you need to drag and drop this one. You understand how you need to enable the relationship and how you need to delete the relationship. These two options, understand or not? Just drag and drop, it will enable the relation. If you want to delete the relationship means whatever line is there on that particular line, right click on that one. There you will see delete option. Okay. Suppose after providing a relationship, after few days, okay, what will happen? The common column is changed here. What is that? Common column is changed. If common column is changed means, suppose for example, now country. Okay. After 6 months or something, in future, the common column is changed to year. Then what you need to do? You have to modify that particular common column in that particular relationship or not. Understand or not? How can I modify that one? You can delete that particular relationship and after that enabling the relationship? No. You can modify that particular relationship also. How you can modify the relationship? means double click on that particular line. What is that? Double click on that particular line. Whatever relationship line is there, double click on that particular line. Then see what will happen. When you double click on that particular line, see this window will open. That means with what data set you are providing a relationship, what are the common columns you are taken here. It is highlighted. See here, country means this is a common column. This is also common column, right? So if common column is changed, then what you have to do, whichever common column you required in that particular data set, directly select that one. See here, I'm selecting this one. Then the column like this, you can change the common column in each and everything. Suppose, for example, sales here. Here also sales column is there. Like this also we can provide. Understand clearly or not? Is that clear or not? Hmm? So that means, so if you want to provide a relationship means common column is required. Whatever common column is there, just you need to click on this one. If common column values are changing means, just you need to double click on that particular line. This window will open. In whatever common column is there, you just need to select that particular common column in both the data set. Okay, simply how you need to change it means, if directly you
Recording
have
in
to select
progress.
that column. And here also the respective column, here also you can directly click on that column header. Automatically column selection is changed. Understand clearly or not? Like this, if you want to change the common column means, in this window only you can modify the common column. Understand clearly or not? Not only those one, there are n number of options are there. One by one we can discuss. Let's see. Now you understand how to change the common column in the relationship means, don't delete the relationship and recreate that one. Okay. Directly you are able to modify that one. Double click on the line and what common column is there, that you can directly change it. Understand clearly or not? Okay. Now after selecting a proper tables, here you can select the tables whatever you wanted. In this drop down, you can select whatever tables you want. After selecting the tables, must and should, which what you need to select it? Common column. If common column is not selected, this OK button is not enabled. Very important point. Okay, you can select whatever tables you want. And after that, must and should, you need to select the common column. Understand clearly or not? Now, next option is cardinality. What is that? What is that? Cardinality. Cardinality. How many types of cardinalities? I will tell you what is cardinal. Don't worry. There are four types of cardinalities are there. 1 to 1. 1 to many. Many means star. What is that? Many means star. Okay. Another one is many to 1. You already know all these things. Many to many. That means there are four types of cardinalities are there. What are those? 1 to 1, 1 to many to 1, and many to many. Star means many. The meaning of star is many. Understand or not? Star means many. Okay. Vijay, what is 1 to many or 1 to 1, 1 to many? What is the meaning of this one? Means, see here, you are choosing common columns in both the data sets, right? You are choosing common columns. And this cardinality, we are not choosing that one. Automatically, Power BI will choose the cardinality. Very important point. See, automatically, okay, when you are choosing the data set after choosing the common columns, immediately Power BI will assign the cardinality. Okay. So how many types of cardinalities are there? Four types. 1 to 1, 1 to many to 1, and many to many. What is the meaning of 1 to 1, 1 to many to 1, many to many? In both the data set, you are choosing common columns, right? In those common columns, okay, if it is 1 to 1, that means first data set common column, second data set common column. There are two common columns, right? That's the reason two of 1 to 1 to 1, 1 to many to 1, many to many. Understand? 1 to 1 means what is the meaning of this one? That means in both the data set, common column contains unique values. You understand what I am saying? In both the data set, common column contains unique values. If Power BI will assign after choosing a common column, if Power BI will give the cardinality as 1 to 1 means the meaning is first data set common column, second data set common column contains unique values, distinct values. Hmm? I didn't understand. Values are not different. I'm saying that unique values. That means what is unique values? Removing the duplicates is called as unique values. You are choosing a common columns between the data set, right? That means even the first data set that common column values are unique. One. Second table common column having unique values. Then it will take it as one. That means 1 to 1 meaning. Understand, in the common column, values are unique or distinct. Okay. Then we can consider as 1 to 1. That means this one, first one is related to first data set common column related. This one is related to second table common column related. That means first data set common column contains unique values. Second data set common column contains unique value. Then the relationship is 1 to 1. Understand clearly or not? If it is 1 to many, 1 to many means first data set common column contains unique values. That means unique values are there. Okay. Second data set common column contains duplicate values. Many means duplicate values. Duplicate value means maybe any value is repeating more than one time. That we can called as duplicate. At least if one value is repeating more than one time, that we can consider as a duplicate, right? Okay. If it is a duplicate, it will take it as star or many. Okay. If the cardinality is many to one means, for you have to say like this: first data set common column contains duplicate value. Second data set common column values having unique values. Then it is many to one. That means this star is related to first table common column. This one is related to second table common column. Many to many means first data set common column contains duplicate values. Second data set common column contains duplicate value. That's the reason it is taking as cardinal. Many to many. Okay, let's see. What is the cardinality here? Huh? What? Many to one. Here, see, cardinality is what is that one? Many to one. And in the bracket, it is mentioning like many means star. Star and one. What is the meaning of this one? That means in the first data set. This is the first data set, right? So in this first data set, country column, okay, is there. That country column contains duplicate values. Second data set, what is the second data set here? What is the second data set name here? Export. In the export, what is the common column? That common column contains unique values. And see. Vijay, whether it is correct or not, let's test it. Okay. Go to the respective tables and see whether, see here. In the financial common column contains, what is that one? Huh? Duplicate or unique values? Duplicate values are there. See here, that's the reason here in the cardinality, when you open the cardinality, it is showing ONE1 to MANY, many is there. But here it is showing symbols. Star means many, one means one. That means what is here's the star is there. That means this data set common column contains duplicate value. This data set common column contains unique value. Let's see whether it is correct or not. Go to the table view. We need to go to the table view and see. No. Go to the table view. First, financial. In financial data set, what is the common column? Country. Those country column duplicate values is there or not? What is the cardinality it is taking for financial? Many. See here in this country column. Is the duplicate values is there or not? Is there or not? At least if it is one value is repeating more than one time, we can consider it as many. Understand? So is this correct or not? In the financial, the country column is it is taken as many. Okay. Come to this export data set. What is that? Exported. Is that the column contains duplicate values or unique values? Unique values or not? That's the reason it is taking one. Understand or not? Okay. But you don't want to change anything in the cardinality. Suppose actually it is automatically Power BI is giving many to many. I want to put it as 1 to 1. Don't change that one. Whatever based on the common column you are choosing, automatically Power BI will be give the cardinality. Understand? So you don't want to change anything. When you are selecting any common columns, automatically cardinality will given by Power BI. Understand? You cannot change. You have a right to change that one, but please don't change that one. See here. See here. You have an option to change it, but don't change that. You don't want to touch this cardinality. Understand clearly or not? Is that clear or not? Don't confuse here. Okay. Here, when the relationship after providing here it is showing the cardinality symbols. Okay. Star means many. One means one. Both are stars means many to many meaning it is. Okay. Understand clearly or not? But you didn't have a chance to change the cardinality. Very, very important point. Understand? Okay. So what you can do here? See here. This is about the cardinal. Anyone having any doubt in the cardinality? No. Right? You clear? Okay. See, it is not related. Unique and duplicate means in the column values having a duplicates. Any value. Not removing a duplicate, not like that. Okay. Many means in that particular column, if any value is repeating more than one time, then we can consider it as a many. One means unique values. Practically, I showed you also that it is coming. Next one is, what is the next option? Cross filter direction. What is that? Cross filter direction. In cross filter direction, how many options are there? Two options are there. How many? Two options. What are those? Okay, single. Another one is both. Understand or not? Cross filter direction is there. In this cross filter direction, how many options are there? Single. Another one is both. Okay. So you can change anything in the cross filter direction. But you didn't have a chance to change anything in the cardinality. But you have a change any option in the cross filter direction. You can change it to single to both, both to single or anything. Understand clearly or not? Okay. You can change single to both or both to single. Understand? What is the meaning of this one? First of all, tell me. Okay. Let's see practically. If you choose single, okay, what will happen? Click on OK. Okay. In the relationship, in the middle, you will see, right? You will see direction, right? This is cross filter direction. Understand? Whenever you are providing a relationship, okay, for each and every relationship in the middle, there is a direction will be there. Okay. If it is single, see only one direction is there. If it is both, in both the directions are there. Understand? What is the meaning of this one? What is the use of single or both? I will tell you practically. Let's observe it. If it is single, how the direction will be there? Can anyone tell me the direction? How the direction is going? That means what is the see the direction? How the direction is there? What is the meaning of this direction? That means it will go from export to financials. That is the meaning of the direction. If it is in opposite direction, financials to export. Here, the direction is going from export to financials. Vijay, the direction is from export to financial. Can we change the direction from financials to export? Is that possible? No. This direction automatically Power BI will give. That one. If you are choosing a single means, single direction that Power BI will decide. You cannot change the single direction only, but from export to financials is there. Can we change it from financials to export? Is that one? No, it is not possible. How the direction is provided by Power BI, you have to utilize the direction only. How the direction will be there from export data set to financial. What is the use of that direction? Let's see practically. So that means what is the meaning of this one? In the visualization, if you are selecting any value, any column value, automatically other data set column values are also filtered. Okay, let's see practically. Okay, so I'm taking in the visualization. See here. Here, I'm taking any column you can take. That means in financial data, in direction means from which data set it will be there. Financial export is there in these two only. You can use any column. You can use any column in between those two data sets. Understand? Suppose, for example, I'm taking country column in financial. Okay. The same country column I'm taking from export. Not only this one, any column you can choose. Now see the difference, what it will happen. How the direction will be there here? Export to financial. That means if you try to filter any column in export, okay, in the financial, the same value is filtered. Understand or not? In the visualization, if you are filtering any column value in the export, automatically that value will shows in the financial. See here. Suppose this column, this particular data is from export, right? And this data is from financial. Suppose, for example, if I'm selecting Germany here, see, in the financial data set, only Germany value it will show up. Understand or not? Not only this one, any value, Canada, I'm selecting. See, Canada. Understand clearly or not? That means in the visualization, if you try to filter any column, not only country, any column in the export, okay, those related values only it will shows in the financial data set columns. Understand or not? Okay. But if you try to filter same in the financials, is the same value is filtered in the export columns? No. See here, I'm filtering Canada here. Is that any values, Canada values filtering here? You understand my scenario or not? Is that clear? Once again, I will explain you. In cross filter direction, there are two options out there. What are those two options? Single, another one is both. Single means when you choose a single, Power BI will assign the direction. What is the meaning of that one? In that direction only filter will happen. That is the meaning. Understand? That means how the direction is available here from export to financial. That means If you try to filter any column value in the export, in the visualization, if you take any column export column in the visualization, if you try to filter any column value in the export data set, that related value only it is shows in the financial in the financial data set, any column value it will show it. Understand? If you are selecting Canada means Canada only it will shows. Remaining columns it will remove it. Okay. But if you try to filter anything in the financials, is the same values are filtered in the in the export data set columns? No, because the direction based on the direction only filter will happens. Understand clearly or not? Is that clear or not? See here, anything, suppose United States of America, I'm selecting here. Here, this data set is getting from export. In the export, if I try to filter any column value in the financial, those related values only it is showing, right? Okay. But if you try to filter anything in the financial data set, is the values are filtered, the same values are filtered in the export columns? No. See here, if I'm selecting Canada here, see here, is the Canada values are showing? No, it is not showing because it is not filtering, because the direction is in one direction only it is there. Suppose if you change it to both, can we change it or not? Yes. Go to this particular one. Just to change the direction to both and click on OK. See here, I'm changing the direction to both and click on OK. Now see here how the direction will be there. How the direction is there? Both the ways. If it is in both, in any way we can filter it or not. Understand or not? Let's see practically in the visualization. In the visualization only, you will see the difference, cross filter direction, single and both. Understand? See here. Now, if you try to filter anything in the financial, is the same value it is showing in the export columns or not? Huh? See here, if it is Germany, Germany here. Okay. If you try to filter anything in this export, is it filtered the same values filtered in the financial columns or not? See here. In any direction, it is possible. Understand clearly or not? Is that clear or not? Any doubts in this one? Understand clearly or not? Is that clear? Cross filter direction, single and both. Understand or not? Remaining things that we can discuss it in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow, 100% I will complete the model. Okay. So after that, we need to discuss other options, because up to here only we are discussing in home, right? There are different options are there in different tabs. Those we need to discuss after that visualization. Okay. We'll try to complete Power BI desktop by this week. Okay. Saturday also class will be there for you. Saturday also workshop is there. Okay. After your class, workshop is there. Hmm? What is that? I will tell you. Saturday means 90 days is there. Don't worry. So we can stop it here and we'll continue tomorrow. Bye, guys.